Hi, Northside. Well, last night the governor gave his official stay home, stay healthy order. And it just feels like every time we receive a new order or we continue to see the cases of COVID continue to rise, it just feels like the tension and the spirit of fear and anxiety in our world today is rising. And so I want to share a perspective that wasn't written about the coronavirus, but it was actually written by C.S. Lewis in 1948. And he writes about what is it like to live under the atomic age, under the atomic bomb. And so in 1948, World War II had just ended 3 years previously. And now the world was entering a period where the atomic bomb existed, right? It was used to end the war in Japan. And now multiple nations had access to nuclear warfare. And so there's this great fear about what do we do, how do we live, how can we cope with this new world, this unprecedented time that we're in. And so I'm just going to read his article, and really where he says atomic bomb, you can replace it, if you want to take it into our context, with the coronavirus. Let's read. In one way, we think a great deal too much of the atomic bomb. We think a great deal too much of the coronavirus. How are we to live in an atomic age? I'm tempted to reply, why, as you would have lived in the 16th century when the plague visited London almost every year, or as you would have lived in a Viking age when raiders from Scandinavia might land and cut your throat any night, or indeed as you are already living in an age of cancer, an age of syphilis, and an age of paralysis, an age of air raids, an age of railway accidents, an age of motor accidents. In other words, do not let us begin by exaggerating the novelty of our situation. Believe me, dear sir or madame, you and all whom you love were already sentenced to death before the atomic bomb was invented, and quite a high percentage of us were going to die in unpleasant ways. We had, indeed, one very great advantage over our ancestors, anesthetics. But we have that still. It is perfectly ridiculous to go about whimpering and drawing long faces because the scientists have added one more chance of painful and premature death to a world which already bristled with such chances, and in which death itself was not a chance at all, but a certainty. This is the first point to be made, and the first action to be taken is to pull ourselves together. If we are all going to be destroyed by an atomic bomb, let that bomb, when it comes, find us doing sensible and human things, praying, working, teaching, reading, listening to music, bathing the children, playing tennis, chatting to our friends over a pint and a game of darts, not huddled together like frightened sheep and thinking about bombs. They may break our bodies. A microbe can do that. Interesting, he writes microbe. A microorganism, of course, the coronavirus is one. They may break our bodies. A microbe can do that, but they need not dominate our minds. And we need to be careful. You can't just take C.S. Lewis's words and live them out. The atomic age and the coronavirus are different. We need to stay home. We need to do our part to suppress the virus. That's not what I'm saying. The point is, you guys, that this has been called unprecedented. And for us in our lives, it pretty much is. But throughout human history, we've been faced with these types of things constantly. And it's been a factor that has driven us to the healing grace of God. And so as God continues to give us life, and he continues to give us joy, we have the opportunity to keep living that way. Hope you're doing well, Northside. I'm praying for you.